We've all heard the story of the Titanic, the unsinkable ship that sank on its maiden voyage. The iceberg, the lifeboats, Jack and Rose. But what if I told you there's so much more to the story than what you learned in history class or saw in the movies? Today, we're diving deep into the Titanic's untold stories, the secrets and strange coincidences that have been lost to the waves of time. First, let's talk about the near misses. Did you know the Titanic almost had a major collision before it even left the port of Southampton? As this massive ship pulled away, its weight created a powerful suction that snapped the moorings of another liner, the SS New York. The smaller ship was pulled uncontrollably towards the Titanic's side. A collision seemed inevitable, which would have ended the voyage before it even began. It took some incredible maneuvering by a nearby tugboat to narrowly avert disaster. Was this a bad omen? Many survivors later thought so. Now here's a story of incredible luck, or maybe just a last-minute decision that saved a life. The world-famous chocolatier, Milton Hershey, yes, the man behind Hershey's chocolate, had a ticket for the Titanic's maiden voyage. He had paid a deposit and was all set to sail. But at the last minute, urgent business matters forced him to change his plans and take an earlier ship. Imagine how different the world of chocolate might be if he had kept his original reservation. He wasn't the only one. Guglielmo Marconi, the inventor of the wireless telegraph, was also offered free passage but chose to sail 3 days earlier. Ironically, it was his invention that would be crucial in saving the lives of those who did sail. Let's talk about the heroes you've probably never heard of. While the band famously played on, there was another group of men who stayed at their posts until the very end. The ship's engineers. Deep in the bowels of the Titanic, these 35 men worked tirelessly to keep the lights and the pumps running. Their actions delayed the final sinking, giving hundreds more people precious minutes to escape. They knew they had no chance of survival. They were miles from any lifeboat deck in a maze of steel and steam. Not a single one of them survived, yet their sacrifice is one of the most heroic and overlooked tales of that night. And what about the strange cargo? The Titanic was carrying some unusual items. Besides the 3,000 bags of mail, it was also transporting a brand new Renault car, a case of opium, and even barrels of marmalade. One of the most persistent legends is that the ship was carrying a cursed Egyptian mummy, the unlucky mummy, which supposedly doomed the vessel. While this story has been widely debunked by historians, the mummy was actually safe in the British Museum. It shows how people have long tried to find a supernatural explanation for such a monumental tragedy. Finally, think about this. There were at least 9 dogs on board the Titanic, mostly belonging to wealthy first-class passengers. Of those 9, 3 actually survived. 2 Pomeranians and 1 Pekingese were small enough to be smuggled onto lifeboats, wrapped in blankets by their owners. It's a small, bittersweet detail that reminds us that amidst the grand scale of the disaster, there were countless personal stories of love, loss, and the instinct to protect those we care for, whether human or animal. The story of the Titanic is more than just a single event. It's a collection of thousands of individual stories of fate, luck, and human spirit. It's a reminder that history is always more complex and fascinating than what you all find in the textbooks. Thanks so much for watching. If you found these stories as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into history's hidden tales. See you next time.